Welcome everybody to the AME television show. I'm your host Jason Dowd, and I have spent the last couple weeks looking for great artists and great places that represent the area that we're in. And this week we're focusing on the Tampa Bay area. It's got a lot of history, and when we show you what we found, I know that you're going to like it. We have an artist that has done a lot for the Tampa Bay community and a place that has been here as a pillar for over 100 years. Now, before we check out anything, go to our website, www.theamemagazine.com. There you can check out our radio show. You can see all of our current and past guests, and you can also hear some of our past radio shows. You can also go to our television show, see all the places that we visited, the people we've talked to, and the things we have to show you by going to the television link. And also the magazine. We have two of them. We have a paranormal one for the people that love things that go bump in the night and the strange and unusual, and an art and entertainment one. www.theamemagazine.com. Now, for our first guest, we're going to be going to Sulfur Springs, which is a very historic place in the Tampa Bay area. There, you will find out a huge mural of a four-sided building that John Gerbacs has done. He is a great artist. He's an abstract artist. He likes to paint nature and everything around it, but he also takes you into a very distinctive type of abstract art I've never even seen or heard of before. He's going to tell you all about that. So let's go visit John Gerbacs, Sulfur Springs, and we're going to also take you to the place that he painted his mural at the actual Sulfur Springs. Let's go check that out. We'll be right back after this. Hey guys, I am over here in basically central Tampa, and we're talking to an artist, John Gerbacs, and we're going to be seeing his amazing artwork. I saw it online. I was very interested in talking to him. He's done a lot for the art community for I don't know how many years, but you're going to tell me. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
How long have you been an artist?
Ever since I was a little kid. I was born in Budapest, Hungary, and I came here when I was 9 years old. And I was always drawing as a child, and then I started taking art classes in school, and then I wound up getting my degrees in college. And then I've been a professional artist for the last 30-some years.
And you have a really neat outtake of your work. It's nature, but you also said it has some geological stuff with it. Kind of tell us about how you came up with that inspiration.
I was always interested in science nature things, like science fiction or scientific magazines with pictures of microscopic patterns of different things. So I started painting these. I used to paint as an abstract painter, like totally abstract. And some of my work, my abstract patterns, started looking like things around me. So I evolved to paint in a representational style. But I put scenes and images together so that they become abstractions. You can recognize elements separately, but together they exist as a kind of an abstract pattern.
Well, let's show somebody some of this here. We got this one. This is really intense. Tell people what this is all about here.
Okay, this is one of my central fractal paintings. And the center is actually a fractal snowflake. That was a computer-generated form that mimics a snowflake. So I used that as a window to have a scene, different scenes inside the fractal shape, and then outside of the scene is another scene. So the two kind of complement each other. Now in this case, it's a tree or a section of a tree at a particular time, of the day, so the light is very dramatic. And then the outside scene here, outside of the central form, is a microscopic landscape pattern. It's actually a mineral that is under the microscope. So this way you can kind of see the similarity between abstract forms and representational forms, how they kind of cross over and kind of complement each other.
And there's another one that I saw that's really interesting over here. Let me grab this one up here. Tell us about this one. This one actually looks like a fence.
That's exactly what it is. I go around and take pictures of all kinds of stuff, and then I'll use parts of pictures. So this is actually a fence with the plastic slats in between. And then this is one of the central fractal form paintings again. And the center scene is like underneath the bleachers, so you have all this geometric and shadow play going on. So that kind of complements the scene that's around it. And the title of this one's called Zigzag. I thought it was kind of cool because it's kind of zigzags.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like the shapes. I like the different tones and the different colors. They all complement each other very well. But yet, like you said, you could really see the snowflake out of it. Now, this is really neat, and this is not abstract. This is actually a pattern of something. What are these things that people can see over here?
Right here again, it's one of those central window paintings, and the center is a microscopic mineral pattern, and then the outside are these little tropical plants that are purple and they live in the yard. So and this one's actually a little more camouflage because the colors are so similar from the inside and outside of that form that they kind of cross over and melt into each other. But one of my things is that things are not what they appear to be. So they always kind of transition and change. So forms that are seemingly abstract can actually exist just the way they are, and vice versa. There's things that are abstract and yet they look like some kind of recognizable form that we see around us.
And is that the same thing for these type of paintings that you have right here? Are these the same type of geometrical forms that you're talking about?
Yes, exactly. But in this series, these are these vertical paintings. This is some of my newer work. And the scenes separate differently in these. So they're not in the center. They're vertical. So you'll go from one scene to the next. And since I'm kind of an environmentalist, artist, I'm concerned about the environment and I want to show things. I usually contrast something that's man-made, that's negative, although it can be beautiful because, twisted metal and wood debris is beautiful in a way. But I contrast that with, here again, it's a microscopic scene at the top. So you have the angle of the metal going up, and then you evolve into the scene at the top.
So how do you get these pictures from like microscopes and other things that you just don't see it? I mean, that's got to be kind of hard to get a picture of, right?
Yeah, I combine images. Like I say, I look at everything. I take pictures of stuff. I'm looking at shows. I have my own microscope. I collect minerals. So I put things together. And I have hundreds and hundreds of ideas that I haven't done yet. So part of my problem is I have trouble focusing and deciding what I'm going to paint next because I like so many things. So eventually, out of my self-created chaos, I'll find something, and then all of a sudden I go, okay, I'm going to start something, and then next thing I know, I'm excited about it, and then it leads to other images.
Now, how can people see your work? How can people buy your work? And how much do paintings like this usually go for?
Depending on the scale. I've sold paintings from 20,000 to hundreds to a couple of thousand. And I sometimes I sell work out of my own studio. I have exhibitions. Last year I had a show at the Carrollwood Culture Center. I've been involved with commercial galleries, Mindy Solomon Gallery, and when she was in St. Pete. I've showed with Kathy Clayton in South Tampa before. I've shown out of state. So I have some work in museums too, so people can see my work at the Leeper Ratner Museum.
And where's the Leeper Ratner Museum so people can get an idea?
It's at the St. Pete College campus in Tarpon Springs off of US 19 and Klosterman Road.
And what paintings do you have there, and about how long will they be able to see them?
I just have one painting. It's a 4x4 foot painting called Palmetto Blue. It's the show's going to be up for 2 more years. So it's plenty of time to see it.
And guys, we're going to be right back because what we're going to do is we're going to show you one of his actual murals that he painted here in downtown Tampa. So we're going to go over there real quick, and then we'll finish up. All right, here we are at the Sulfur Springs building here that you did the whole mural for.
Yeah, I painted this about 4 years ago. It's an Art and Public Places commission from the city of Tampa. And this is painted on all four sides of the building, and it's one continuing scene, and it depicts the Hillsborough River habitat.
And what are these fish that you painted back here? Are these a specific fish inside the Hillsborough River over here?
Yeah, this is like a school of tilapia. There's a lot of different types of fish, though. There's freshwater, and sometimes even fish that live in brackish waters come up. All the birds that you see in the picture in the mural are actually, they live on the river. The herons and the egrets. There's some spoonbills. We got an osprey up there.
Yeah, that's cool. We're going to show you all the sides of this building here because there's a lot to see. Obviously, it's very large. How long did it take you to make something like this?
About 3.5 months. I did a lot of preparation work before that, though. I did studies and detailed sketches and research. So it's pretty accurate.
Now, painting outside on a building is actually different than painting on a canvas. How do you make sure that the paint's going to stay and look as good as it's supposed to?
Well, this is I work mostly with oil paints on my paintings at the studio. But this is actually an acrylic latex paint. It's made for Florida weather outdoor. And the thing that's different about this is it dries a lot faster. But I mix up large amounts of the colors so I can always go back and blend areas in and rework them.
Obviously, Florida weather is tough, and depending on when you painted this thing, how was the weather outside? I mean, was there a lot of rain? Was that something you had to be worried about?
Luckily, I started it in early February, so I was done by the middle of April. Believe it or not, I only got rained out one day where I had to go home. Other than the heat and of course the humidity and stuff, it was tolerable, but it wasn't like it'd be during middle of summer.
Did you ever have a time when you came back and the rain just kind of made all the colors run?
No, luckily not. That's what's good thing about the paint drying fast.
So also tell me about some of these other birds I'm going to be showing you over here, guys. What are these birds over here?
Well, they're egrets and herons. That's a wood stork, the one with the black head down there, which are actually an endangered bird. It's protected, but I see them mostly in Pinellas County.
Well, guys, this is a beautiful place. I can't believe the size of this and how long it must have taken you to do it. But if you are driving down here, as you can obviously hear, we are right on a road, and this is Nebraska Avenue, Highway 41. So if you're coming down through here, through Tampa, you'll be able to see this thing. So thank you so much for joining us and having some fun with us and showing us your amazing work.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Are you stuck with a timeshare? Did you attend the presentation and were seduced and enticed into buying that great vacation and investment? Now you're in the terrible position of trying to figure out a way to get out of that mess. You're not alone. For over 15 years, BuyYourTimeshare.com has been helping people like yourself get out of timeshare ownership. The fact is there is no resale market. Unscrupulous telemarketers call you and say they have buyers waiting, and the next thing that happens is you give them hundreds of dollars for an ad and you'll never hear from them again. Another fact is that an identical timeshare to yours is being offered on eBay for $1 and no one is buying it. If you want out of your timeshare, I urge you to go to BuyYourTimeshare.com or call them at 877-94-HELP-ME. That number again is 877-94-HELP-ME. BuyYourTimeshare.com. That's BuyYourTimeshare.com. 877-94-HELP-ME. 877-94-HELP-ME. The AM/FM 24/7 Roku channel broadcasts all of our shows on demand. To ensure reliability, we store and stream our content on the same servers as Netflix and Amazon. Our Roku channel is free to use, and anyone owning one of the more than 10 million Roku devices can watch our channel at no cost whatsoever. If you have a television show or are thinking about producing a show, you can be a part of AM/FM 24/7's Roku channel. Watch our great shows on your Roku device. It's free and more reliable than cable TV.
All right, guys, this next story is a very sad one, but we're looking to turn that into a positive. One of the things I wanted to do when I started this show was to reach out to the community and help out those who need us, as well as reach out to the artists and show the different things that we have to offer out there to make our lives interesting and exciting. This next segment is about Lily Grace. she's a 5-year-old girl who's already lost the vision in one eye, and she's losing the vision in the other eye because of a degenerative disease that she was born with. She has a GoFundMe page, and we're throwing a very special event to help raise money to get this specific prosthetic that she needs. I hope you guys are inspired to donate and help out, and if you are, we have all that information. So let's go check out the story of Lily Grace, and we'll be right back after this. This next story is a sad story we're hoping to turn into a fairy tale ending for this 5-year-old princess. Her name is Lily Grace. She was born with a genetic eye condition that's causing her at a young age to go blind. Feeling alone and helpless, her mom sought answers and found comfort and hope with the ICANN network. She attended 3 conferences in Boston, Chicago, and Philly. There she found out that Lily needed to have these shells put over her eyes in order to stimulate the skull growth and symmetry of her facial features. An oculist looked at Lily and assured her parents that she had to have this and it had to happen now. The window of opportunity was closing. These are very expensive and the family is strapped financially. A GoFundMe campaign has been started, but the community is coming together to help. And I'm here with Matty Reese of Make 'em Dance Entertainment. He is basically the entire organizer of this event that we're going to be putting on for Lily. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Jason?
Awesome. So why did you decide to do this for Lily?
I felt that it was really honored, out of my heart to do something like this for a little girl. And I really hope that she benefits really well from this event coming up on the 25th.
And how much money are we trying to raise?
I think it's, the much as that we can.
Do you think about $5,000 would cover it?
Probably $5,000 would sound good. I mean, if we get close, we had a lot of good outpouring from the community, so to make this happen. A lot of good sponsors and stuff, and I think it's going to be a good time.
Where's the event going to be taking place, and what can we expect?
The event's going to be taking place at the Forget About It Bar and Grill in Holiday, Florida. It's on Mile Stretch Road, and it's from 12 o'clock to about 5 o'clock. And then we're going to have raffle drawings going on throughout the day, bounce house, face painting, a lot of great prize giveaways, food specials. It all proceeds Lily Grace. We're going to have performances by JC. He's a local artist. Also, American Idol Season 11, Jeremy Rasudo is going to be there as well performing, and Make 'em Dance will be playing some music. There's going to be a lot going on. You really just need to come down.
And, of course, if somebody can't make it but they want to help, is there a way for them to help by going to their GoFundMe page or anything special?
Yes, they can go to her GoFundMe page, which we could probably give that link out. I don't have it in front of me, but we can give that link out.
It'll be actually in the messages on our YouTube page, because this will be on our YouTube page as well. And, again, what is there any, covers charged for the door? Where can they buy tickets? Do they buy tickets at the door?
Actually, it's a free event. There's going to be a spot where you could buy raffle tickets, and we encourage people to come out and be hungry and eat, because a lot of the food you buy, the proceeds go back to Lily. So, and also any donations as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking your time. And, guys, please check out this event. Go check out the GoFundMe page. We want to raise a lot of money for this little girl so she can get her vision back. Thank you.
Are you stuck with a timeshare? Did you attend the presentation and were seduced and enticed into buying that great vacation and investment? Now you're in the terrible position of trying to figure out a way to get out of that mess. You're not alone. For over 15 years, BuyYourTimeshare.com has been helping people like yourself get out of timeshare ownership. The fact is, there is no resale market. Unscrupulous telemarketers call you and say they have buyers waiting, and the next thing that happens is you give them hundreds of dollars for an ad, and you'll never hear from them again. Another fact is that an identical timeshare to yours is being offered on eBay for $1, and no one is buying it. If you want out of your timeshare, I urge you to go to buyyourtimeshare.com or call them at 877-94-HELP-ME. That number again is 877-94-HELP-ME. Buyyourtimeshare.com. That's buyyourtimeshare.com. 877-94-HELP-ME. 877-94-HELP-ME. The AM/FM 24/7 Roku channel broadcasts all of our shows on demand. To ensure reliability, we store and stream our content on the same servers as Netflix and Amazon. Our Roku channel is free to use, and anyone owning one of the more than 10 million Roku devices can watch our channel at no cost whatsoever. If you have a television show or are thinking about producing a show, you can be a part of AM/FM 24/7's Roku channel. Watch our great shows on your Roku device. It's free and more reliable than cable TV.
Welcome back, everybody. My next guest and place to visit is a pillar of the Tampa Bay community. Why do I say that? Well, that's because they've been around for 103 years, if you can believe that. It started in 1912 as a bakery, and it has grown to something amazing. It's Alessi's Bakery. They have some of the best pastries that you can ever imagine, some of the best desserts that you can ever imagine, and they have some of the best food, and they're known for their Cuban, which we are going to make. We're going to go talk to Phil Alessi Sr. He's going to be telling us about the history of his family owning this place and what it means to the Tampa Bay community. So let's go check out Alessi's Bakery, and we'll be right back after this. I'm here with Phil Alessi Sr., and we are at the Alessi's Bakery. And if anybody knows anything about the Tampa Bay area, this is the place to go. You have not been to Tampa Bay unless you've been to Alessi's Bakery, and I'm going to be showing you all kinds of stuff here. We're going to be making some stuff. We're going to be showing you the bakery, but this is the guy that runs this place, and his family's been doing it for centuries. How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing great.
So tell me, how long have you been in business? Is it really true, 1912?
My grandfather came over from Italy in 1912. That's when he started, and we've been in business now for 103 years.
Wow. How do you manage to keep a business going for 103 years?
You always got a lot of ups and downs, but it's all about people. We've got a lot of loyal people, people that have a passion for what they do, and that's what it's all about. Years ago, George Steinbrenner was a mentor of mine, and he always said, Phil, reach out for the best, pay them more than anybody else, and demand performance. And it works. I've really surrounded myself with great people. Not good people, but great people. They appreciate where they are and who they work for and what they do, and they do a fabulous job. And that's what it's all about in a nutshell. That's why we're around for a long time.
And you guys started out obviously small. What was the first things that you guys concentrated on? Was it the catering? Was it the bakery part? Was it the deli?
My father started on Church. My father and my grandfather started on Howard Avenue and Chestnut Street. And it was mainly bread, cinnamon buns, and donuts. That's where it started. Then we got a gentleman from New York, started showing a little thing. My dad always liked to travel. We used to travel all over the country and get ideas and bring them back and try them. And that's what it started, little by little. Then I was working at the bakery when I was 7 years old. Well, my father was the one that was my mentor. And I always watched my dad, and he taught me well. Hard work was what it's all about. Give back to the community. You don't know why, but it comes back, and we've always done that. But it's about hard work and be creative, and that's what it's all about. And little by little, we grew.
And when did it become as big as it is today? How long ago did it start to turn into the bakery, the deli, and the place to eat, and basically the local hotspot that everybody just flocks to?
I guess about 25, 30 years ago. And then we started dealing with Publix, and we built a manufacturing plant. We got a manufacturing plant, 110,000 square feet, and we sell to grocery stores all over the country now. Publix is one of our biggest customers.
Was your grandfather, when he came over here, was he a baker in Italy too, and this is like something he wanted to try to thrive to become something better?
He had a bakery in Rome about two or three blocks away from the Vatican, and that's where they started, mainly bread and pizza. And that's then when he came down here, he started all over again. And basically, my father was the innovator of new ideas, mainly wedding cakes, birthday cakes, things of that nature. And now we're kind of really promoting our cake business now. Wedding cakes, specialty cakes. Our philosophy is, if you can dream it, we can design it and wow you with it.
I saw some amazing cakes back there that you guys design. What is the process? I mean, when a bride comes to you, how do you start?
Well, the way they started, we have a tasting. There's no charge to it. We bring in the bride with our specialist, which is Melissa. She's one of the best in the country, in my opinion. In fact, she runs that whole department, does a fabulous job. And we got 6 other decorators that work with her. But she's the one that I call her like the general, and she organizes and she coordinates it. So they take reservations to sit down for a tasting. There's no charge in the tasting. And when they sit down with them, they look at the type of cake, what kind of flavors they want. Then they start looking at the design. We come up with a price, and that's the way they started. Then we bake the cake fresh. They put it together, and then by the weekend, that's when they have it done.
Now, do you guys do like buttercream, regular fondant, and other types of flavors?
We do buttercream. That's the most popular, but we also do fondant and do all kind of designs. There's nothing that the decorators can't do. That's why we say, if you can dream it, we'll design it and make it for you. And at the end of the day, you'll be wowed by it. They do a fabulous job. They really do. I'm really proud of them.
And what about the other bakery stuff that you have in there? I mean, you got lots of cookies and a lot of cupcakes and cannolis and other great specials.
Well, it's all about creativity. You know, those are the kind of things that little by little, like I mentioned before, my dad and I used to travel all over the country. We get ideas, we bring it back. You sit down and be honest with them. They're honest with you. They give you recipes. Bring them in and try them. See what works and what doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you cut it out. And if it works, you continue to make them. From those times, a lot of effort, a lot of energy required. But you go through trial and error. Another mentor of mine was Bern Laxer from Bern's Steakhouse. And one thing in his vocabulary that can't be done was never in his vocabulary. It's all about trial and error. And bakery is the same thing. We do a lot of testing of things. And we try to get it perfect and put it out there and see what the public thinks. If the public buys into it, we'll continue it. If it doesn't, after a certain time, we'll cut it out. And we're constantly rotating with new items all the time.
You guys are Italian, and obviously there's a lot of Cuban food that you guys sell here. Did you have to adapt that to try to fit this area since it does have a lot of Spanish base?
Again, it breaks into the same philosophy. We try things. If it doesn't work, we don't do it. But the Cuban food is very similar to what we're doing. It's a lot of similarities, and we've tried things, and if it works, we'll keep on doing it. We've been very popular with the Cuban food, too.
Yeah, I know. I worked at another place down here as an engineering firm, and every Friday, you guys catered all their meetings.
And we do a lot of catering. That's been big with us now, too.
And it was always Cubans, and they're phenomenal Cubans, guys. And we're going to go here, like I said, in just a few minutes, and we're going to show you how they make this Cuban.
Whole pork and all that. We make all of that.
It's very important, and the ingredients are important too. It's got to be. What is the preparation for that type of stuff?
Well, you have to have a Cuban person that's been familiar with cooking Cuban food. The familiarities and marinating things and certain oranges, certain garlics and things, and those are the people that have experience. Experience is the key to all of it. When you get a person that has experience in the Cuban food, they do a fabulous job, and we happen to have a person with that.
Well, thank you so much for this amazing interview and showing us this your family history. I mean, that's amazing.
That's what I'm proud of. All that wall there with all the history, that's what we're just following through what they started in 1912. That's what I'm most proud of. Now my son runs it, and he does a fabulous job. I'm real proud of him. He has a lot on his plate, but that's the way he likes it.
Absolutely. And guys, we're going to be showing you their family over here, and right now we're going to take you back into the kitchen, and we're going to be cooking a Cuban. All right, guys, here I am in the kitchen of Alessi's Bakery, and we're going to be learning how to make a real Cuban sub. And if anybody knows, this is the area for Cubans in the Tampa Bay area. How are you doing? You going to show us how to make this?
Yes, I am. We're going to do a classic Cuban here. This is one of our deli-style Cubans made on our bread, freshly baked every morning. So we just go ahead and do that. We got a Alessi's secret sauce, which is a mix of mayo and mustard here.
Now, the bread's important, right?
Yes, it is. Of course, the bread is very important. Our bread is baked fresh here. We've been having the same recipe. We have the traditional palm leaf when it's baked in the oven. We produce a lot of bread every day. So we go ahead and just do a mixture of our Alessi mix, and then we've got our pickles. We've got our nice ham here. Nice thin slice of roast pork right there. We like to do our salami here in Tampa, so of course we're sticking to the Cuban with the salami. And to top it all off, we do our Swiss cheese. And there is our beautiful classic Cuban.
And what's the difference between that one and a pressed Cuban?
Well, the pressed Cuban is actually on the press. We toast the bread, Put a little bit of butter on it. Everybody loves a pressed Cuban, of course.
Yes.
Just depends on, most people do like them pressed.
Well, thank you for this amazing thing. And how long, you guys really became famous for the Cuban, right?
Well, we do specialize in the Cubans. We specialize in the Cubans and the Italians. We do bake the breads both every day for the Cuban and the Italian. We have lots of sandwiches, not just the classic Cuban, though. We also have a hand-carved Cuban, which has become very popular. It's a fresh pork. We slow roast the pork for 5 hours every day, marinated in mojo, smothered in onions and garlic. We have it on the carving station, and then we also have the honey-baked ham. So that's become very popular, too.
What other sandwiches do you guys offer other than just the Cubans and the Italians?
We have fantastic burgers. One of my favorite sandwiches here is the Philly. We've got Reubens, corned beef, all of the deli sandwiches that you can think of, turkey, roast beef. Club sandwiches are really popular, so we got a little bit of everything. We also have our devil crabs, empanadas, stuffed potatoes, hand-cut fries, hot entrees, roast pork, picadillo, chicken yellow rice. Got a big variety here.
And how long has this been open over here for people to come in and do you serve like breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Breakfast all day, very popular. Again, on our fresh baked Cuban bread, very popular. A lot of the kids from UT come over here. You'll see the families coming in on Saturday and Sunday. Pretty much a good business crowd during the week, Monday through Friday. A lot of executives, so we get a good mix in here. It's a lot of fun.
And a lot of catering, I'm sure.
A lot of catering. Catering is really great. A lot of our catering is more executive catering. It's corporate catering, so we'll do set it all up for you, bring it to your office. All the setups are included, plates, napkins. Again, we have sandwiches. We have sandwiches that are exclusive to catering. So a whole thing there too.
Well, thank you for showing us this, and I cannot wait to eat this, guys. Let's go check it out.
Are you stuck with a timeshare? Did you attend the presentation and were seduced and enticed into buying that great vacation and investment? Now you're in the terrible position of trying to figure out a way to get out of that mess. You're not alone. For over 15 years, BuyYourTimeshare.com has been helping people like yourself get out of timeshare ownership. The fact is there is no resale market. Unscrupulous telemarketers call you and say they have buyers waiting, and the next thing that happens is you give them hundreds of dollars for an ad and you'll never hear from them again. Another fact is that an identical timeshare to yours is being offered on eBay for $1 and no one is buying it. If you want out of your timeshare, I urge you to go to buyyourtimeshare.com or call them at 877-94-HELP-ME. That number again is 877-94-HELP-ME. Buyyourtimeshare.com. That's buyyourtimeshare.com. 877-94-HELP-ME. 877-94-HELP-ME. The AM/FM 24/7 Roku channel broadcasts all of our shows on demand. To ensure reliability, we store and stream our content on the same servers as Netflix and Amazon. Our Roku channel is free to use, and anyone owning one of the more than 10 million Roku devices can watch our channel at no cost whatsoever. If you have a television show or are thinking about producing a show, you can be a part of AM/FM 24/7's Roku channel. Watch our great shows on your Roku device. It's free and more reliable than cable TV.
All right, guys, we are back, and before we go, I want you to check out our new sponsor. It's called Wide Load Tees, WIDELOADTEES.com. They are the maker of the shirt that I'm wearing right now, and I hope you like it. They have Second Amendment shirts, they have Confederate flag shirts, they got all kinds of great stuff that helps show your patriotism of the United States. Go there, check it out. They are one of the few places that have shirt sizes that are more than just extra large, 2X, or 3X. They have all the way up to 5X large. Go check them out, wideloadtees.com. Now, unfortunately, it is time to close up the show. I hope you guys enjoyed what we had to offer and seen some of the great work from John Gerbacs and Alessi's Bakery. And I hope you learned something, too. That's the most important part. Now, we have a lot more stuff coming up for you in the next couple weeks, so keep checking back. And until then, keep those creative juices flowing, and we'll see you next time.
Like, OMG, you were on TV and junk.